This video is brought to you by Letsynthesize Academy, the #1 place for practice-oriented courses for serious music producers.
Hey guys, Killerz and here, welcome to the newest Synthesize Sunday episode. And today I want to show you a very neat and very growly Reese sound suitable for Neuro drum and bass. This one. Now this project is part of the new Letsynthesize Academy course, Noisia style Neuro drum and bass start to finish, where I build up a full Noisia inspired track and I talk a lot about sound design, drum processing, drum synthesizing, stereo field processing, mixing, mastering, everything. It's a very heavy course, comes with 2 projects, or if you are only interested in this sound, check my Patreon. You can find both of the links down in the descriptions. Now let's jump into it. Okay, so this is a sound that we are talking about. And this is the pure sound that is coming from Serum. Not bad on itself, but it really means that growly and, evil character. Now let's start analyzing this track from the outside. So I have a post-production rack that is very minimalistic. It has an EQ8, a saturator, and the gate basically just, to stop the noises that coming out from the synth after lots of OTTs and stuff. Now, this frequency shifter top band is very interesting. Let me show it to you how it sounds first, but for that I need to activate this rack. So if I deactivate this, you can hear that it generates lots of top end that I don't really like, but at the same time I didn't want to EQ them out. So what I did is I separated the bands to 3 bands, as you can see, using an EQ8, and on the top band I placed a frequency shifter that basically shifts all the top frequencies down a little. And because it is coming from a synth, you can expect that a lot higher frequencies can come out from the synth. It doesn't stop only at around 22K, so the frequency shifter pulls down unaudible frequencies to audible frequencies, and that basically just changes the whole sound into a more likely way, for me at least. So as you can see, the frequency shifter just pushes it down to by -6 kHz. So this way we were able to get rid of that very sweepy sound that I didn't really like. So this can be a nice idea for you to, for example, experiment with dropping this stuff on sounds that you don't like, or the sounds that you want to change a little, for example, what's a sample pack bass or something like that. And the third rack is one of my Neuro processing rack pack from Loopmasters that I made like, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. And it contains lots of processing, lots of stuff. So let me jump into it and analyze it. It basically contains notches, OTTs, distortions, flangers, multi-band processing. So let me jump into it. So as you can see, we have some steps, and I only activated step 2, 5 and 6. So if you click on this button, you can see the sub racks. So as you can see, we have step 2. Let's jump into it. It has a notch, a bit warmer preset and an OTT. So this is very simple. But step 5, as you can see, it's activated. I can turn it on and off by the macro. So step 5, I can open it, has the same frequency shifting thing, but now this one, it is exciting. So if you place the original sound, because I didn't touch it at all, and you place 2 bands, for example, just only on the top or the middle and the top bands, with a frequency shifter, I slightly detune it by 1 kHz, and the second one by -1 kHz. You get a very interesting phasey kind of sound, and by changing the frequency you can change the speed of this phasey movement. So this can create a very exciting sound. So let me deactivate it for you and you can hear what it does. So it's almost like a phaser, but it's not a phaser. Okay, then a flanger is coming. An EQ8 to chop off the very highs because... And the top chorus rack where I placed chorus only on the top band, as you can see, from 6 kHz. Okay, and I have step 6 where I place a simple bandpass filter in parallel with the original voice, original sound. So as you can see, this is basically untouched, only I placed some high cut on it and the bandpass filter signal on this parallel chain. Okay, and then an OTT, a bit warmer preset again. I love this preset, by the way. A chorus, a phaser, and an EQ8. So this is all basically with step 6, because we don't have any more steps, and a saturator to the end of the rack. So basically we are making it a little fatter. So this is the rack itself. It makes magic. Okay, and the last thing that you need to know is I modulated step 6 because I just wanted to have this very growly kind of thing only at the end of the sound. Without that, it sounds like this. So this wow 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 is generated by the frequency shifter rack that I showed you. And oh, I almost forgot to show you the Serum preset itself. So again, it is very simple. As you can see, just 2 basic shapes in mirror mode. So obviously we are using the square wave with 2 notches. That is very important for Reese's and Neuro basses. Again, 2 notches, a hyper dimension, some distortion in asymmetric mode, OTT, a flanger, phaser, and some equalizer. Add 1 notch and a peak. Now about the modulations, Edit 1 adds the wobbleness to it. Edit 2 again, some wobbleness, but this time a little slower. And Edit 3 and 4 to add some more movement to it, but this time not like a wobble, but more like random movement to make the sound not very static and lifeless. Okay, so once again, this is part of the new Letsynthesize Academy Noisia course, wherein we build up this track. So if you are interested in that, just check the descriptions. And if you want to grab this project too...
Oh, what we're gonna do, man?
Again, check the course because this is part of the course as a bonus project. So, I was Dan Larsson. See you guys next time. Peace.